Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Sports Talk here on Love 101 FM. I'm Daniel Blake. Thank you so much for joining me. It is Saturday, August 13th. Seem like summer move quick, don't? Well, not really, because when you're in that heat, it feel like you're actually there all day. But it's just because, like, just a few weeks ago, we were talking about, the preview of the World Championships and everything, and now we're in the middle of August. Wow. By the way, Sports Talk is brought to you by the Jamaica Customs Agency, Country Above Self. Like I love to tell you every week, there are several ways that you can listen to the program, so you don't have to stay glued to your radio if you want to be. That's fine, but you can download the Love 101 FM app in the Google Play or Apple Store on any smart device. You can go on your internet browser, love101.org, and listen live there. Or if you want to see I was going to say handsome face, but I'm biased. But if you want to, you can go on YouTube and Facebook, see everything that's happening going on. And also, if you want to listen to the show again, the YouTube and Facebook video will remain there. So if you want to listen again, or if you want to recommend it to a friend or family, whoever, or if you missed the show and you want somebody to listen it again, tell them to go on YouTube or Facebook or go into the Love 101 FM app. All right. Also, you can interact with me during the show. Please feel free to do so. 876-997-3125. 876-997-3125. That is our WhatsApp number. We'll be talking about the Sunshine Girls. Today, we'll be talking about Shelly, just defying odds each and every time. The World Under 20, last time we were here, that championship was still going on. So we'll be talking about that. So leave your thoughts on what you thought about the Sunshine Girls' performance at the Commonwealth Games, the whole sponsorship issue, and the lack of payment thereabout that people have been, finding out about over the last few days. Or if you want to talk about track and field with Shelly or anything, just WhatsApp me 876-997-3125. Or if you're on YouTube and Facebook, you can leave it in the comment section there. All right. So would love to hear from you. By the way, shout out to everybody who tunes in, week out. Shout out to everybody. If this is your first time listening or watching, I don't take any of it for granted. A 20-something-year-old hosting a sports show on a Saturday might not sound very popular, but people have been giving non-stop reviews, seeing me in the streets, saying, hey, I listen to your show every week. So I truly appreciate it, and it really means a lot. So if I could pay you for listening, I would. I would. But then that would remove the pay that I'm getting to make you listen. You get what I'm saying? If that makes sense. All right. So as mentioned, we'll be talking about the Sunshine Girls' performance at the Commonwealth Games. And later on, you'll hear from Netball Jamaica President Trisha Robinson, who I spoke with earlier, just about the team's performance, the sponsorships that they've gotten recently, what they hope for in the coming weeks and months as they head into the World Cup next year, hoping to get more money. So we'll hear from her after the 1:15 break. Then later on, we'll be joined by World Athletics writer and track and field analyst Noel Francis, who'll talk about our recent Diamond League performances, including from Shelly and Fraser Price, who ran 10-6 three times in the space of 1 week at 3 different meets, 3 different countries. That's absolutely crazy. We'll also talk about some of our other Diamond League performances and our World Under 20 stars who finished with the best medal haul in our history. So we're going to go into my monologue soon, which is the Danielog, but I like to update people on some sporting topics that people may not really know about in my sports bit. So let's start off with Let's go track and field. So, Jamaica has named a fairly strong team for the 3-day knockout championship set for Bahamas next Friday. World 200-meter champion Sherika Jackson, World Championship silver medalist and Commonwealth champion Shanika Ricketts, plus Commonwealth sprint hurdles champion Rashid Broadbell headlined the team released by the J3As recently. Other notable names include Stephanie Ann McPherson, Megan Tapper, Christopher Taylor, Tajay Gale, Frederick Dakers, Akeem Blake, and the national 200-meter champion Andrew Hudson, who is now eligible to represent Jamaica. The West Indies lost yet another series. Not surprising, right? After going down by 90 runs to New Zealand on Friday in the second T20 International at Sabina Park. The Caribbean men lost the first T20 on Wednesday by 13 runs. The third and final T20 will be played on Sunday at Sabina Park starting at 1:30 p.m. So if you want to support the men, please go out and do that. They will then contest 3 ODIs, which begin on Wednesday in Barbados. Now, the Reggae Boys will be without head coach Paul Hall for their 3-game tournament in Austria beginning next Saturday. No official reason was given for Hall's absence, but assistant coach Meron Gordon and former under-20 coach Vassal Reynolds will take charge of the team in the interim. A 27-man squad featuring mostly local-based players will contest the games against the World Cup hosts Qatar, Morocco, and Ghana, who will all compete in the World Cup later this year. Now, in the English Premier League today, Manchester City and Arsenal continued their perfect starts to this season. Defending champion City hammered Bournemouth 4-0, while Arsenal outscored Leicester City 4-2. Reggae boy Leon Bailey was a late substitute in Aston Villa's 2-1 win over Everton. At sports time, Manchester United were down 4-0 to Brighton. 4-0 to Brighton. Yeah, that wasn't a mistake. It could have been 5 the last time I checked, but who knows? At sports time, it was 4-0. On Sunday, Chelsea will clash Tottenham in the London Derby, and on Monday, last season's runners-up Liverpool, they will host Crystal Palace. And finally, Serena Williams says she will end her over 2-decade career after the US Open, which serves off later this month. The 40-year-old made the announcement in Vogue magazine earlier this week, citing she wants to expand her family. The American superstar has won over 100 singles and doubles titles combined, including 23 Grand Slam titles, one shy of Margaret Court's record of 24. She has a chance to do it at the US Open. Will it be a fairy tale ending? We will see. Okay, it is time for my monologue for this week, the Danielog.
Hi, this is David Blake.
This is Hope Blake.
I am Ariel Brown Blake.
I'm here to tell you right now.
It's time for the Danielog.
The Danielog.
The Danielog.
I love it.
Presented by no one.
All right, stay with me for this one. So everybody knows about Marvel, right? Not the actual word, but you know Marvel Comics, the creators of Spider-Man, the X-Men, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, all those comics and heroes, right? In the 90s, they were basically bankrupt and they needed some money to essentially ensure that them never go in the ground. So they planned to sell all the rights of their superheroes. And they went to Sony, major multimedia giant, and said to them, we'll give you every single thing for $25 million. So not just the top characters, but even the minor ones, which we, for those who watch the movies, have been seeing over the last few years. So Sony said, actually, no, we'll only take Spider-Man because I feel like that's the only hero that people actually care about. And I think they got Spider-Man for like $12 million. They had sold off some other rights to Fox and whatever. But Marvel, they were broke. As of 2022, since they rebranded and started to put out their own movies and whatever, Marvel has made close to $30 billion at the box office. $30 billion, $30 billion at the box office. And bear in mind, that figure doesn't include like sponsorship deals, promotional things, nothing. $30 billion for a company that was bankrupt and was willing to sell every single thing for just $25 million in the 90s, just 20 something years ago. Now everybody wants a piece of Marvel. All the big actors want to be in their movies. It's just crazy. I say all that to say, I hope people can really invest in our teams here in Jamaica. So a lot of people, I realize, have been shocked by some of the claims made over the last few weeks from our netballers, saying that, you know, they play voluntarily. A new report came out this morning that head coach Connie Francis sometimes leaves with what, $25,000 a week as a salary. We've heard teams over the years, or track and field athletes, them not really get no money them ways there. But just remember, when was it? 2013 or 14? My memory kind of blurry, but our Reggae Girls program just didn't exist. It did not exist. Cedella Marley and the Bob Marley Foundation said, no, this shouldn't happen. And since then, despite them still having some financial troubles, have qualified for 2 World Cups. Or Sunshine Girls, who have consistently been in the top 4 in the world, and most recently, as you know, got the silver medal at the Commonwealth Games. They have struggled financially every single day they've been in existence. And that's not me exaggerating, that's actually me underplaying the actual struggles they go through. And I could list off the many athletes, the many teams who just struggle and struggle. But they can be at the very top. Imagine they are doing this now with limited resources. Can you imagine if they got the proper resources? So shout out all the sponsors of the current teams right now, like the Sunshine Girls, the Reggae Girls, the Reggae Boys, or athletes or track clubs, all the other sports. Shout out to the sponsors who are sponsoring them right now. But let me tell you this. Our athletes and teams can be so much better and can earn us so much more money if we invest in them. And I'm not gonna say only gonna spend money elsewhere. I don't. It's full of money. So if we don't want to spend it elsewhere as well, that's fine. But trust me, you will make so much more money if you invest in our sports. It's been proven in all parts of the world. The NBA in the 90s, for example, at points wasn't financially viable. Michael Jordan, was essentially carrying the NBA because of how he was playing. But when he retired, there was a literal panic because everybody was like, how is the NBA going to earn? No. NBA players are now getting so much money that it is ridiculous. We can talk about the English Premier League and we can go on and on. But again, my plea, please support our teams, support our athletes. It is worth it. Trust me. Though, if you think you're going to make a loss like next year or whatever, that's part of investment. But there's going to be a point where you're going to see so much value for your dollar that you won't even remember say you did lose X amount or whatever. And who says you have to lose? Support our teams, right? Speaking of supporting our teams, We'll be hearing from Netball Jamaica President Trisha Robinson shortly, but we have to take a break. And when we come back, we'll hear that interview. So stay with us.
The niceness continues in the I Love Summer Road Tour, and halfway through, you're next on the list.
On Saturday, August 13 at 2 p.m., Love 101 FM's I Love Summer Tour will be in your backyard.
That's no backyard. That will be right at Halfway Tree Transport Center in front of JN Bank. You can't miss it. We'll be right there to turn up the fun and excitement with our announcers.
Sarah Ann Edwards, the chirpy one, Nigel Wilkinson, the gospel music master, DJ Parchment,
She not get a name yet.
and our resident DJ, DJ Rebirth, at Done It Done.
And you can't miss the performances from Edwin Myers, Tiffany Levy, and Ryan Davis, plus the dance performance from Kairos Network Dance Troupe.
And drum performance by Uhuru Drummers.
Where you the place turn up.
Come for the melon and ice cream eating and soda drinking contest. Plus, there will be a mini oldies exhibition. And to add to all of that, there will be free health checks courtesy of Ministry of Health.
You proper. Come on out in your Jamaican colors, because we're still celebrating Diamond Jubilee Jamaica 60.
I Love Summer 2022 Jamaica 60 edition Kingston Stop is sponsored by Heart Trust NTA, Ministry of Health and Wellness, Ministry of Labor and Social Security, Jamaica Customs, Sips Water, Digicel, Bashco Trading, Bulldog Cleaning Services, Bible Society of the West Indies, Ready TV, Persia, Distinction College, Chris and Charles, Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, T. Geddes Grant, Registrar General's Department, All American Institute of Medical Sciences, McVitie's, Soft and Silky Hair Products, Natural Life Vegetarian Products, Scott Calorie Absorb Paper Towels, TGL, Twin Gates Lounge, National Health Fund, Clarendon Blends, and Tijul Company Limited. Kingston and St. Andrew, meet us at the Transport Center in Halfway Tree this Saturday, August 13 at 2 p.m. for fun galore in the I Love Summer Road Tour on the family station, Love 101.
Digicel, Jamaica, haha. Always I put you first, and that we love, so we put in the work. Internet, yeah, fast like boat. Digicel, we say #1 network. Good connection, coverage calls. Digicel, love you, how we set the bar. Jamaica, big up Jamaica. Jamaica, made in Jamaica.
For us, yard come first. Digicel, made in Jamaica.
Operations Counseling Youth Center in association with Caribbean Dreams present Love in Action, an evangelistic mission thrust in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. We'll be walking through several of our Spanish Town communities, bringing good tidings. August 12 to 18, 2022, with the grand culmination in the Spanish Town Bus Park on August 19 at 5 p.m. Come on, come all. It's Love in Action, reaching the lost at any cost.
Hi, I'm Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, Minister of State in the Ministry of Health and Wellness. July is Healthcare Worker Appreciation Month. Our healthcare workers have given remarkable service to support and safeguard the health of all Jamaicans, from our porters, drivers, and administrators, midwives, and medical technologists, all healthcare workers in all forms. We value you and all you've given to our people. Thank you for your bravery and commitment to Jamaica. Happy Healthcare Worker Appreciation Month.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Welcome back to Sports Talk here on Love 101. So, the Sunshine Girls, they created history on Sunday after winning the silver medal at the Commonwealth Games, losing to Australia. But on their way there, why that sounds wrong. Anyways, while they were doing so, they beat Australia in the group stages, and they also beat New Zealand two teams that they have known to have some struggles with over the years. So, congrats to the Sunshine Girls for getting this far. Just missing out on that gold medal, but it is very, very bright, the future, especially going into the World Cup next year. So, to get some reaction about the team's performance and the fundraising efforts going forward, I spoke with Netball Jamaica President Trisha Robinson earlier this morning, and she started out by talking about her pleasure with the team's performance.
Hard work pays off. As a team, we were very elated. We finished with the bronze at the last Commonwealth Games. Our focus for this Commonwealth Games was to do better than we did the last time. And in doing better than we did the last time, we created history. Not only did we beat the world number one, we also beat the world number two in the same tournament. And that for us was very significant. And so our main focus, Netball World Cup finals in Cape Town 2023, that's where our eyes are on the main prize. And so this is just a step in the right direction for us as a team.
Yeah, you mentioned the last time around when we got the bronze, and we've had a lot of talented teams representing over the years. But what was different about this team in your eyes that we were able to go so far this time around?
We have looked at our past, where it is that we intend to go the next 3 to 5 years. We have our calendar laid out. So the team knows exactly what it is that we're looking at. The events that we're going to be participating in, the tournaments that will give us the bulk of our ranking points. And this team is really focused on doing well. And when I speak of the team, I'm not speaking only of the 12 players. I'm also speaking about the coaches and the team behind the team, or board, everybody on board. It's a collective effort.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the coaching and the technical staff led by Connie Francis. How satisfied were you with their performance, and how confident are you with them going forward?
I have every confidence in my head coach, Connie Francis. She outlined her plan. She worked alongside Rob Wright and our technical manager, Arlene Finley. They know the task at hand, the resources required. We might be able to provide all the resources, but try we do. And so that's one of the reasons you see us come to corporate Jamaica, to diaspora, asking for support. We welcome on board our new lead sponsor, Beryllium. Hey, Beryllium. And Ren Nephew, we thank you to them for stepping up and supporting the girls. There's Sachi Core. We are really and truly grateful. Our campaign to South Africa next year, roughly $50 million. The dollar keeps moving. And so we're a little ways away, but we're confident that Jamaica will come on board, the diaspora will come on board, corporate Jamaica will come on board and support us on our journey.
Yeah. You mentioned a bit about, not being able to have the resources. I feel like a lot of Jamaicans over the last few weeks seemed surprised by that, even though this has been going on for quite a while. Along with that, what were some of the difficulties in planning for the games, while at the games, and as you said, even moving forward, looking at the World Cup next year?
So planning for the games, we don't plan for the games. When we're at the game, we would have done those plans from before and put the necessary things in place. And so we have to take it one step at a time. This September, we are looking to play New Zealand, so those plans are afoot. Then in November, we have the Fast 5 tournament in New Zealand again. In February, we're scheduled to play Australia. So you have little stops along the way to South Africa. So everything we we have a budget all the way to the World Cup, $51 million, $51 million, dependent on the value of the dollar. And so the plans are in place, and a part of the plan is asking corporate Jamaica to come on board and support us. And not only corporate Jamaica, but Jamaica on a whole.
Yeah, you mentioned some of those sponsors like Rare Nephew recently, Sagicor Beryllium. I believe Stewart's provides transportation as well. After, yes, after the silver medal recently, has any other company, shown serious interest, or are you just playing the waiting game at this point?
Well, if you recall, Red Nephew came on board prior to the girls playing the final, and we got the silver medal. So it has been positive feedback from persons, and so yes, we are awaiting assistance from corporate and from Jamaica.
Yeah. Shamira Sterling, her comments went viral recently because she revealed that, the players weren't being paid and they were playing voluntarily. Is that type of statement almost a blessing in disguise so that corporate Jamaica can step up and let these players, earn, and the coaching staff earn while playing for the country?
See how awesome our players are? They do not get paid. When they put on the black, green, and gold, they're playing with passion, they're playing with pride for their country. The majority of our players work, go to school, and then they train in the evenings. We have players who are on contract in Australia participating in the Suncorp League. That's their full-time job, and that's fortunate for us. That brings us brings diversity to the team. And so when Shamira tells the world that listen, we play for our country, it's all good because they're competing against players who have netball as a profession. And it is our hope that we will get there where we'll be in a position to pay our players to play.
Yeah, and one of those ways that you are trying to get all the funding necessary for South Africa is the Small Change, Big Difference initiative, which was launched recently. Could you explain to the listeners what it is and how they can help?
Okay, so if you visit our social media pages, Netball Jamaica, on Instagram, Facebook, you will see the flyers detailing how it is that you can contribute to our Small Change, Big Difference campaign. What it is really about is your small change can make a big difference to us at Netball Jamaica. So whatever it is, it doesn't have to be $1 million. It can be $100. Visit our page. It will tell you how it is that you can deposit, whether direct deposit or via PayPal, and that certainly will help us in offsetting costs to our journey to Cape Town.
Yeah, and finally, we know that netball has, resumed this year in terms of our local netball leagues and so forth. How has that been going, and what are some other plans that you have going forward?
Okay, so we were happy that Supreme Ventures and the Sunshine Cereal came on board and sponsored the leagues this year. The participants at the time were vaccinated participants, and so the league will come back next year. It's a yearly league, and our sponsors should be back on board. This is where young ladies get the opportunity to play and be seen so that they can be selected for the national program.
Great.
So it's very important. All these are very important.
That was Netball Jamaica President Trisha Robinson talking about the Sunshine Girls performance at the Commonwealth Games, some of the financial issues that they are facing and how corporate Jamaica and even you, the average citizen, can help. So as she mentioned, if you go on their social media pages, Netball Jamaica, you will see their small change, big. You see, my mind gone. But yeah, go on the Netball Jamaica page and you will see all of that. And you can end up saying that you contributed to the girls' World Cup campaign for 2023. All right, so we are going into another break and then we'll be talking about track and field with World Athletics writer Noel Francis, about Shelly and Fraser Price running 10-6 3 times in the space of a week, some of our other Diamond League performances, and our top performances from the World Under 20 Championship. So stay with us.
Keep fully connected with Flow Fiber Fast Internet at home and on the road with LTE data and calls for a fast, reliable experience anywhere. Over 500 communities have been upgraded since 2020, making more of Jamaica Flow Fiber Fast. And with Yard and Road, get Flow Fiber Faster Yard and LTE Road for as low as $3,999 plus GCT. Visit discoverflow.co to get connected on Jamaica's largest network. Conditions apply.
Listen up, good lifestyle we aspire today and tomorrow and when we retire. Nah be a burden, nah pop down, face nah been up in a frown.
You can only reap what you sow. Invest today and watch your assets grow.
Knowledge is key, invest today. No wait till you're old and gray. Good lifestyle we aspire. A message from the Financial Services Commission promoting integrity in the Jamaican financial sector.
Road safety.
Love 101, the family station, invites you to Tech Time Drive. You can hear reminders and tips on why you should Tech Time Drive. On Tuesdays, Tech Time Drive is brought to you by Bert's Auto Parts. It hurts if you don't check Bert's. And on Wednesdays, Tech Time Drive is brought to you by AIM Financial Corporation Limited. AIM Financial Corporation has a loan for every purpose. Tech Time Drive, a bulletin of the road safety tips to help you keep safe and your head sound while driving. You only have one life. Drive it well. Tech Time Drive on the family station, Love 101.
Love 101 now presents Facts on Monkeypox. There are no treatments specifically for monkeypox virus infections. For mild cases of monkeypox, over-the-counter medications like ibuprofen and acetaminophen can help with symptoms. Avoiding skin-to-skin contact is the best way to limit the spread of monkeypox. That was Facts on Monkeypox, presented by Love 101 FM.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
King for the summer. Flow, you are the king for the flow. Some summer 60 mil cash and prize for the winners. Bonus summer. Enough winnings. Make sure you're in.
Win your share of over $60 million in cash and prizes. Scratch your phone and win instant prize. Plus a chance for win weekly prize of cash, tablets, and smart TVs. Dial *129 *6 number sign to activate any unlimited social plan. Get a yard and road plan or pay your bill on time and in full to win. Visit discoverflow.co. Conditions apply.
Flow some summer. 60 mil cash and prize for the winners. Some summer. Enough winnings. Make sure you're in. The king said that. King for the summer. Flow, you are the king for the flow some summer. Plenty prize in a flow some summer.
Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Welcome back to the final segment of Sports Talk here on Love 101. We spent the second segment talking about the Sunshine Girls and Omar Zili Auxili. A wicked name, that's it, you know. Says the Sunshine Girls made us proud. I've always supported them. This should push us up the rankings for sure. It should. And Yvonne Scott says, well done to my girls. Congratulations. Ingrid Hall, Tatleen Winter, Alvarine Ellison, Mel Honey Johnson, Shen Shen Official, and Chub Checker all sends good afternoons and greetings. So thank you so much for joining me. All right, so as you know, the World Under 20 Championships was last week. It ended last week. Well, call it Sunday. Is Sunday done? Yeah. And it was our best ever medal haul at any championships. Or under 20 athletes did superbly well. And we also had some great performances at the Diamond League recently, including from Rochelle Clayton, who ran a personal best in the 400-meter hurdles. But the standout performance is what we're going to start with. World Athletics writer Noel Francis and track and field analyst Noel Francis joined me recently to talk about all those things, including Shelly and Fraser Price running 10.6, some of the fastest times in history in the space of just 1 week.
Impressive, as you said earlier in your introduction. What we must remember that Shelly and Fraser Price is not a spring chicken. She has run all of these times, 10.6, after her 34th birthday and after giving birth to her son Zion. So it is pretty impressive. You said that she's defined time. She's also defined age logic. And, you know, she's just phenomenal. And, you know, when I interviewed her in Eugene, she said that, you know, she's feeling, even though she's 35, she's not feeling as if she's old. She just believes that she can run fast. And once her mind tells her that she can do it, she's just going to go out there and produce fast times. And, you know, as you said, very, very impressive 10 points. She in fact have the first 7 times on the world list, you know, the top 7 times. So, you know, she's just doing extremely well. I've never seen anybody run under 10.7 so many times and in such a short period of time, as you said. So she's just doing extremely well at this point in time.
Yeah, earlier this year, she said that she was targeting running 10.5, possibly going 10.4. With the way that she's going, do you think she'll be able to do it this season, or do you think that the amount of races that she's run this year will probably not allow her to do that?
I agree with you that, you know, she has run a lot of races, and she alluded to the fact that she's feeling a bit tired. She wants to, well, the next Diamond League is on the 26th in Lausanne. She's not sure she's going to run that one. She's going to take a break. It's 2 weeks to that point in time. I agree that she needs a break at this. So the final will be in September in Zurich. There are 5 completed races out of the 7. I think she can miss the one in Lausanne and then go to the one in Brussels and just qualify for the finals. But I agree with you. There's a lot of races, a lot of mileage under her legs. And you just wonder if she can really reproduce such a fast time again. But the fact is, as we said earlier, you know, she believes, and once you can, you know, you believe in yourself, you're going to go out there and do it. But I'm also concerned that she's, you know, racing a lot for her age, even though she's not showing it.
Yeah, so that 10.62 in Monaco was one of the fastest races, because I believe all the competitors ran sub 11, and Sherika Jackson ran a personal best 10.71.
And Marie Jose Talou ran 10.72. I think it was the first time you were seeing 3 persons running under 10.73 race.
Yeah, that was superb. You know, Sherika's, as you mentioned, 10.71 almost overshadowed there. We saw her 21.45 championship record in July. Still some championships to go. Do you anticipate her breaking that 200-meter record of 21:34 like everybody wants her to do and she herself hopes to do?
Well, I'm not good at predictions. However, I believe that Sharika has not yet peaked, believe it or not. She is still learning to run that 200 meters in her mind. You know, when I interviewed her at the National Senior Championships, you know, when she ran the 21.55, you know, she said she did not at that point in time see herself as a world-class sprinter. And I believe once she embraces that fact and, you know, starting to believe that she's world-class, I believe that the sky is the limit. And I really think that she can get very close, especially in a one-off race, you know, at the Diamond League, where she's not doing the rounds, to really go very close to that 21.34. Maybe it's not this year, but perhaps you know, next year in Budapest. At that point in time, I believe she would perfect the curve and will come into the straight really, you know, very focused and really, you know, give us a very good run. But it's very close. I'm not gonna say that I think she can break it this year, but it's very close. And if she's confident that she can do it and work towards it, yeah, it should be
Definitely.
in for a treat.
we certainly should be. Rochelle Clayton certainly got a treat in Monaco, a personal best 53.33 to win the 400-meter hurdles, especially after her disappointment at the Commonwealth Games. What have you made of her season, especially after the difficulties she faced last year?
Well, very good observation there. But let me just start. Not only last year, but she had difficulties for the past 2 years. You know, she was out injured. A lot of persons didn't know. Then she changed coaches. She's now at the elite camp, you know, with Shelly Ann. So she's under a new coach, Ronaldo Walcott. So you had to adjust to that training regime and everything. Coming back from injuries, trying to get their confidence, and then coming into the World Championships. A lot was not expected of her. She ran a big PB after in the heat. She didn't look that well. She said she didn't feel herself. Came back in the semifinals, ran a big PB, you know, and she was going places. And you know, she can feel good that she has been in 2 world record races now. She was in the one in Qatar and now here in Eugene. As you said, very disappointed in her performance at the Commonwealth Games. In fact, she was leading that race and then she moved from first to fourth. So to come back and run 53.33 is a very good, you know, effort from her. And she could say that she has had a pretty good season. It's not yet over, but I'm very, very happy for her, seeing that what she has been through in the past 2 years, you know, and coming back to herself, you know, having won the bronze in Qatar. So, yeah, I'm happy for her.
Yeah, we all are. Also happy for Natoya Gould, her first Diamond League win of the season, going under 1 minute 57. Us watching the race, the commentator was even surprised by her start because he felt she had lost a few meters, but her execution ended up working pretty well. What was different this time around compared to some of the other races, including the Commonwealth Games 800 final last week?
Okay, I believe, you know, going back to Eugene, when she won her heat, I think she controlled that race from the start. And then she lost her way, you know, from there on the other rounds. But this particular run, she was in complete control of the race, you know, even though we always have an issue with her taking the lead after the bell lap. And then when she comes into the straight, well, you would have noticed as well, she keeps looking up. And then, you know, she doesn't have that finish that we would expect in the last 50 meters. But, you know, kudos to her in this particular race. I believe that she did extremely well and to run 156, you know, as I said, on the 156. I just believe that her strategy this time was a bit different. She didn't allow herself to be boxed in or, you know, to be pushed out of that lane that she wanted to control. And I'm really happy for her. It's just that I would have, you know, I would have wanted, you know, that particular time to have come, 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah,
A splendid run. Mhm.
very splendid run. We could talk about so many other performances, but we definitely want to get to the under 20 athletes. Our best medal tally ever: 16 medals, 6 gold, 7 silver, and 3 bronze. Let's start with that 4x1 women's team that broke the record, 42.59. Below what I call the unratified 42.58 at the Carifta Games. But Serena Cole, the Clayton twins, and Karika Hill running this time around. How special, though, was this performance compared to the one at the Carifta Games, especially knowing the conditions in Cali and even the competitiveness of the final?
Okay, let me just start by saying here, this was a very good World Under 20 Championship, and as you mentioned, this was Jamaica's best medal all, surpassing the 12 we collected in Tampere, Finland in 2018, and it will go down as one of the best championships for many reasons. That 4x100 meter, looking back at what happened in Kingston, Jamaica, to be honest, a lot of Jamaicans, were a bit disappointed because that record was done on home soil. That euphoria inside the stadium that day, I was there, and it's just a different feeling. And then to have that let down, it was really a sour taste. And as you said, no, coming back, because it's not every time, it's not you get a chance to do something again, because this opportunity could have been lost forever. And we're happy that they got a chance to go to Cali, which, as you know, it's at altitude. So too was in Nairobi. But to get a chance to get another crack at that world record, even though you cannot erase what took place in April, but to me, it was some form of redemption to be, to lower the record there. And I was extremely happy for the girls. They went there very determined to get it done. They knew that once the button changes were safe, they had the speed, everything, and they had the confidence, to get around. And I'm really happy that they went there and lowered the record to 42.59 seconds. As I said, a very, very special moment for Jamaica. In fact, there were only 2 World Under 20 records that were broken at these championships. The other one being the 100 meters with Let's Sealy Tibogo from Botswana in the 100 meters. So it was fitting that Jamaica was one of the countries that would have, broken one of those World Under 20 records. And I was happy for this team, based on what had transpired, in April.
Yeah, definitely. 2 of the members of the 4x1 team had championship records. Tia Clayton in the 100 meters, 10.95. Sounds almost ridiculous to say. And Karika Hill, 12.77 in the 100 meter hurdles. Describe those performances, because I don't think I would do it justice, because in the manner that they won those races, it was almost unbelievable.
Let me start with Karika Hill first, because a lot needs to be said about this young lady. She not only had the World Under 20 record here, but she also was, she's just 17 I think, March. She was also holding the World Under 18 youth best from Champs when she ran 12.71 seconds. And get this, Karika Hill, a lot of persons perhaps would not remember, they will remember now that I'm saying it. Karika Hill, after breaking the record at Champs, did not make the Carifta Games team. She wasn't at the Carifta Games. A lot of persons didn't remember that. So she would have taken that time to prepare for the World Under 20 Championships, knowing that she still had a point to prove, and and coming here in Cali and just running splendidly throughout. We should still also mention our compatriot, even though a lot of persons were not expecting such a performance from Alexis James out of Petersfield, but she ran extremely well and they pushed each other. But Karika Hill is a phenomenal athlete, running 12.77 in the final, a tremendous run, and also, running on that 4x1 relay team. So she had a wonderful championship, and I was very, very pleased with her performance. She was impressive throughout, and she's a nice, humble young lady, and I expect a lot from her in the future. Um, Tina Clayton, it goes without saying, she's world class. She's a defending champion. She went there with a lot of confidence. She wasn't bothered about the competition because she has been there before, and done that. Um, I was also expecting her to run a sub 11 seconds, see that what she did at the trials, when she also ran a very fast time. So getting the national junior record, was something that was on the cards, and I was very, very happy for her, and knowing that she will go to MVP, where I believe that Stephen Francis is perhaps the greatest coach in the world. There are one or two things with her technique that needs to be tweaked. Maybe he will get her to come up a bit straighter, and to get her technique a bit more refined. But I mean, running 10.95 seconds just on based on raw talent, that Tina Clayton was really, really going to do well. But we just need to be patient. Jamaicans, we are spoiled by success, and we always want to see the transition happen a bit earlier than before. But I am prepared to wait on Tina to get there. But impressive run by Tina, and impressive run also by Kerika Hill.
Yeah. Before I get to that, I wanted to get your thoughts on the Clayton twins, who turn 18 next week, going to MVP, as you mentioned. Kerika Hill, out of reports today, we heard is going pro next season as well. So 18-year-olds going pro, seemingly early for other people. But I wanted to know your thoughts, if you think that this is a good move for them, if you think that it's too early, it was, kind of stifle their development. What are your thoughts on them going pro?
Well, for the Clayton twins, I do have an issue with them going pro, seeing that I know where they're going, and the sort of tutelage that they will be getting at MVP. So, and they would have, done everything at Boys and Girls Champs. There's nothing else to prove, as Tina said in an interview, that you can't be running 10 seconds, 10 point something seconds, and still be in high school. So, you have to move on at some point in time. There's really nothing there for her to prove. So I can understand that move. Well, looking now at the reports coming out of Pibina with Kerika Hill, I'm still not sure what is happening, because a day before, an interview was done with her coach, and he was saying that she's still young. Remember that she's class 2. She's, and people must respect that. They can't be pushing her. She's still developing. She's still young. And then a day later, we're seeing reports of her going pro. But I just like to add, somebody going pro don't necessarily mean that they are a senior. She's 17, so she's still a junior. You can be a professional athlete and still compete as a junior. There were several collegians at the World Under 20 Championships. Kerika Hill still can compete at the next World Under 20 Championship. So it's just that she is a professional. She's not yet a senior, and we should just see it as such. I think we should just watch this one as it develops, but not see her as a professional. And we still need to know more details about this contract. Maybe it's just a shoe contract, and not necessarily she's leaving high school to join a club, because I haven't gotten those details as yet to say if she's joining a particular club or not. We just heard that she's going pro, and we have seen in the past where athletes would have gotten like a shoe contract or something, signed something with one of the telecommunications giant and so forth. So this one is a developing story, and I'm just leaving it at that, saying that she's still young. She's not yet a senior. She's a junior, so she just perhaps signed a contract And I said I'll wait until the details come out. But happy that the twins would have gone to MVP. You know, as I said earlier, I think it's a good move on their part.
Yeah. I want to end with two of our young men who had amazing performances. Boaji and Krumi, 10.02 in the men's 100 national junior record. Second behind the world record holder, Tebogo, who did 9.91. And Jaden Hibbert, 17.27, a championship record. The 8th best jump of the year. That's not just juniors, by the way, everybody. That's all the men that have competed this year. How impressed were you by those two performances?
I'm going to leave Jaden Hibbert for last. I was very impressed with Buwaj and Krumi. Right throughout the rounds, he looked peerless. He looked in good form. And I was happy, that he was getting the start, transition in the middle of the race, and finishing strong. When he remember that he equaled the national junior record.
Yeah.
And then no, it was a three-way tie between himself, Ewan Blake, and Christopher Taylor on 10.11. I was saying, wonder if he could go any faster. But then I said he has to because Thibaut in the race. He had some very impressive runners, from Malaysia and some countries that you don't normally, they're not traditional countries in terms of sprinting. But when I see him got up and in fact at one point he was threatening Thibaut. And as you can see, when Thibaut caught up with him and he realized that he had the better of him, he looked across, and made this gesture. But 10.02 was a cracking run by Nkrumah, and I was very, very happy for him, knowing what he had been through, throughout the year, and coming back and really showing, as the Kingston College supporters will say, the brave may fall but never yield. And I was very, very impressed. 10.0 national junior record, as you said, and I believe it may stand for a while, unless he gets another race in a few days or so. But very impressive run by Nkrumah. In fact, I believe that maybe if he wasn't a bit too tired, could have gone onto the NACAC area championship team. NACAC championship is in I think the 19th to the 21st of this month, thereabout. Speaking about Jaden Hibbert, I had the privilege of interviewing Jaden Hibbert for World Athletics. Oh, by the way, I'm a World Athletics reporter, correspondent for Jamaica. So I had the privilege of interviewing and doing a feature on Jaden Hibbert leading up to the World Under-20 Championship, because he was one of the faces of the championship. And nice, humble young man, and he was telling me about his experiences in Nairobi, Kenya. When he went there, first of all, he didn't sit on he has never been on a plane for so many hours in one spot. So he said he was a bit cramped. And then when he went there, he didn't expect the temperature to be that cold. So there's a lot of adjustment for him. But he said that on the last day, it got a bit warmer. And then he won silver medal. So coming into this championship, he was very confident that he would do well. And then he said to me, usually his strategy is to go out and get a big jump on the first jump. And, I didn't believe him. And to be honest, when I saw him going out there and jumping, bounding out to 17.27 meters, it was just unbelievable, because going into the championship, unbeknownst to a lot of persons, he had some pain in his knee and a little niggle in his back. So for him to go out there and to do that, as you said, the 8th best jump in the world, it was a phenomenal feat. And even when his second jump, I think it was 16.82 meters. So he had killed off the competition stone dead from his first two rounds. And very, very impressive. To me, it was the performance of the championship from a Jamaican standpoint, even though we had the world record, but I expected them to break the record again in the 4x1 for the women. But that performance by Jaden Hibbert, to me, was the standout performance. And I was very happy for this young man who's just 17 years old.
Noel Francis there writer with the World Athletics and our local track and field analyst, talking about the World Under 20 Championships there, as well as some of our top performances at the Diamond League, including from Shelly and Fraser Price. So thank you to Noel. Thank you to Netball Jamaica President Trisha Robinson, who we spoke to earlier. That's all the time that we have for this week. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Sports Talk was brought to you by Jamaica Customs Agency, country above self. Please stay safe, enjoy your weekend, and stay tuned for the I Love Summer tour coming live from Halfway Tree.